Hi Falastin here with another unboxing video, and this time it's a vinyl box set, and it's a box set by former frontman from the band The Pixies, and this is Frank Black and the Catholics, and this is a 6 albums and 7 discs, all the studio albums from Frank Black and the Catholics, and it's rather superb. I really love all types of guitar playing, as you know. Whether it's rock, metal, jazz, anything. But I also have a soft spot for really raw rock and roll guitar. Treble turned up, probably Fender amps, Telecasters, Strats, and this is full of that. And I really enjoyed going through it. Now, some of these albums have never been on vinyl before. I think there was a CD box set a few years ago. And the other thing about Frank Black and the Catholics is that their first album was the first album to be available as a digital download. And so they came up right at the point when people were looking towards digital as the way forward. And the other thing that I think sets them apart, and I found really interesting, because I didn't realise this myself, is that all the albums, all of them, are recorded directly to 2-track stereo. Directly. So that's musicians in the same room playing the song at the same time, and that's your chance. Not going back, no edits, no overdubs. It is straight in. And so it's like pulling up your chair, putting up your sofa, and having a great rock and roll band in your living room doing it as it is, literally. But it sounds really good. So how would I describe, for those of you who don't really know much about Frank Black, or if you're fans of the Pixies, you're going to know about Frank Black anyway. But if you're not, think of the Rolling Stones, REM, Lou Reed, Talking Heads, bit of Gun Club, bit of punkish kind of trickling on, especially on the first couple of albums, and there's a bit of country rock towards the end, but there's a lot of Stones, I would say, on the album, which is called Black Better Days, and I'll mention this again when I go through the box. There's a fair bit of Black and Blue Stones and Emotional Rescue Stones in there, but the one I really love is this one, Pistolero. I love this album. Some great, absolutely great guitar sound, really raw, distorted. It does move into traditional rock in places. But as I've gone through it and I've been playing it, and Sue's been saying, "Who's this we're listening to?" It really is really is a great set. So I'll just show you what's inside it. And there's also a fantastic booklet. Here it is. So this is Frank Black and the Catholics, the complete studio albums, nearly remastered from the original tapes by Phil Kinraid at Alchemy Mastering. It features 7 LPs plus a 32-page booklet featuring new liner notes by Ben Murphy and previously unseen photographs by Steve Gullick, all pressed on 180-gram clear vinyl. So it's a big box. Obviously, if you collect vinyl box sets, you need the kind of space to put them in. So let's have a look inside at the records. So very sturdy outer box, and on the back it lists all the albums and all the tracks. Now these might not be in the order that they came in because I've been playing them. This is the first album, and as I said in my introduction, one of the things that separates this artist from many others is the fact that they were all recorded to 2-track stereo, literally live. So there's no overdubs. They're literally, imagine the rehearsing that had to be done on that. This is the first one. And I say that they're all on clear vinyl, very clear vinyl with the lyrics on. And not all of these albums were available on vinyl. So it's not as if you missed them first time round. In fact, this album was the first album to be available digitally to buy, quite an interesting album anyway. It reminds me of bits of Lou Reed, REM, Talking Heads, the Rolling Stones. Pistolero, if I pronounced that correctly, is my favourite This one has got a great guitar sound, quite punky, bit gun club in places, but really good guitar solos. Again, if you're a fan of the Pixies or indie rock from that period, you'll just love this. And I think this one has got some really raw guitar playing on it, which is right up my street. And the fact it's all recorded directly, the 2-track is amazing. This is the one that's seen as the classic, which is Dog in the Sand. This one isn't my favourite, actually. It's good, but as I say, Pistolero is the one that I've been playing the most, and another one which I'll come to very, very soon, which is this one, which is not in the order I think of release, but this is a double album, and this is Better Black Letter Days, sorry, and a lot of tracks on this, but there's a lot of different flavours on this one, and especially on sides 3 and 4, where it really sounds like the Rolling Stones from the kind of Black and Blue emotional rescue period. Definitely some Mick Jagger going on there, some great almost country kind of laid back rock music, but very Stones-ish. This one is Devil's Workshop, which is the one that should have come before the other one, and this one again is good stuff. Again, it feels like a kind of REM with more attitude, I guess, because I'm very new to a lot of this music. And Black, and the last one is Show Me Your Tears, which comes in a gatefold sleeve, and this is a kind of departure in style from some of the others, as it's more kind of country rock in places compared with the kind of more garage rock and punky kind of metal-esque first couple of albums. But they're all, if you're into rock and roll guitar, they're all good albums. Now, why? Another thing that gives me a thumbs up with this is a booklet. And the booklets for these kind of career-defining sets are important because it puts all of this stuff in some kind of social point in time. So a new listener, and many of you will be, and even people who collected this stuff before on CD or whatever, because there was a CD box set a few years ago, it's good to know, looking back and putting the albums in that time space, if you like. So it's a great booklet, vinyl size. I mean, on the first album, not only did they record it to 2-track, which was so against the norm, they even just put the tracks in alphabetical order instead of just thinking what they were going to do. Some great photos, and again, the write-up from each album, putting it in some historical context. And it's a very nice piece, well put together. I'm very impressed with it. Lots of photos, and at the end, of course, the obligatory pictures of tape boxes and stuff, which, of course, there's no overdubs or anything. It's just done live. So that's a quick look inside the box for Frank Black and the Catholics, the complete studio albums. So Frank Black and the Catholics, the complete studio albums, 6 discs, 7 albums, all on 180 gram clear vinyl. Great pressings, and if you're a fan of the band, and you're a collector, then this is well worth looking at. You can stream some of the stuff in advance and see what you think, but it's great, and it's out now on Demon Records. Thank you for watching, thank you for reading the reviews online, and thank you for listening via the podcast, and thank you for supporting me as patrons and subscribers, and I shall see you on my next video.